Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Garker again, and I'm back with mini lesson number 2 for helping you be successful in your community project. Today's lesson is on global context. Before we begin with the global context, I just want to review very quickly about those approaches to learning. Remember those 5 skills that help you be successful in life. And that was research skills, thinking skills, social skills, communication skills, and self-management skills. So again, having those as part of who you are, you're just heading for success. All right, today's lesson is global context. Global context, there are 6 of these. So 5 approaches to learning and 6 for the global context. Identities and relationships, orientation in space and time, scientific and technical innovation, globalization and sustainability, fairness and development. If you went to Roxelle or Canterbury, even Fairfax, you might know these as the 6 themes: who we are, where we are in place and time, so on and so forth. Now for the middle school, they're called global context, and they have a little bit of a different name. So I want you to be thinking about your community project ideas and what either you, a partner, or up to 3 of you are thinking about doing. And we are going to need to pick one for our project. So for this one here, it's identities and relationships. That's the who am I, who are we, and some possible things to consider for your project would be competitions, cooperating with teams, knowing who you are and your self-esteem. Maybe you have role models that you look up to and why you have that. You want to consider beliefs and values, communities and cultures, and simply what it means to be human. You might be thinking about Black Lives Matters. You might be thinking of LGBT, any of those issues that would all fall under identities and relationships. Bullying would go under there as well. We have orientation in space and time, and that is really focusing on the where or the when. A lot of these can cross over. So you might be thinking about history with migration, displacement. Maybe you're thinking about immigrants and the issues that are happening in today's society right now with COVID and some backlash that our Asian friends are having to deal with. You might be thinking of our friends coming from Mexico trying to get into the United States for just better life opportunities. This would be a good one, which is orientation in space and time. Another one to consider is the third one, which is personal and cultural expression. And that is when we explore our creativity. You might be really talented in music or dance or poetry, and you want to share that gift, that talent with others. Maybe you would record something and then post it on a YouTube for all of us to enjoy. Maybe you recite poetry and could do a poem for us, and we could put it out there and blast it to the elementary schools. That would be a great community project. So again, thinking about your own personal and cultural expression, you might use art, you might use jewelry making. Lots of different ideas could go along with that one for your community project. This fourth one is scientific and technical innovation. If you're trying to understand the world in which we live, and maybe you've taken STEM classes with Mrs. Stutler and are really into thinking about how to improve things, and you want to take that as a community project, go for it. It would fall under scientific and technical innovation. There's another one called globalization and sustainability, and we know that we want to reduce, reuse, recycle. If you have any ideas for that, it would fall under this global context. You might be thinking about compacting, so the packaging isn't so large when we get things from Amazon, or breaking down a box or reusing boxes. That would fall under globalization and sustainability. That sixth and final global context is fairness and development. and that is really looking at rights and responsibilities in our communities, sharing of finite resources. How is it that we have an unlimited supply of some resources, but other places aren't so lucky? And if you were to think through that, maybe this is the global context for you. If you look at here where it says justice, peace, and conflict management, maybe the Black Lives Matter movement would fall under this. If you wanted to do some research, you might be the child of a police officer and understand that their lives matter as well, and how you can help bring the two groups together. All different ideas that you can use for your community project. So again, when it comes to global context and in your process journal, you're going to have to pick one of these global context as really the focus for what you plan to do in your community project. All right, look forward to seeing what you come up with. Thank you.